Running a meta campaign does not need to break the budget. So in this video, I'm going to show you a campaign structure that costs less than your morning coffee. If you don't know who I am, my name's Gavin. I build business and marketing systems for founder-led businesses based off my background of delivering over $26 million in revenue, as well as starting up my own e-commerce business, which made 6 figures in 6 months. Now, the way we're going to build this particular campaign structure is through our organic content first. We're going to identify what organic content is really resonating out there in the world. And that's going to save you a huge amount of money from the testing phase that you can then put towards your campaign later on down the line. And this is what we're going to be looking for particularly. So content is king in this case. We want to find and identify a piece of content that works incredibly well. It's resonating out there with your audience. And we're going to define that by the number of views it gets, the shares, the likes, the comments, the saves, the engagement level of that particular content. And ultimately, we want to make sure that that piece of content is solving a problem for your ideal customer persona. So here, we want to identify that 1, 2, 3 pieces of content that are really hitting the mark when it comes to your organic structure. We're then going to move here into stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. I'm going to build out this strategy in front of you right now. So in order to build this first stage, we're going to create a campaign which is engagement based. Now you're probably wondering, wait a minute, I want them to book calls with me. I want them to buy my particular product. Why aren't we going straight to a sales or a conversion based campaign? Well, that's not what we're trying to do here. We want to create more engagement. We want to take that resonating piece of content and put that in front of even more people from a cold and a warm audience perspective to build out the number of hours that they're seeing you online so that they can build trust with you and that they will more likely buy from you later on down the line. This is what we call the 7-11-4 rule, which I've talked about in a number of my other videos, where we're going to be creating 7 hours of content through 11 touch points across 4 different platforms. So that's why we're going to start with an engagement-based campaign. We're then going to create 2 main audience types. We're going to build out here a warm audience as well as a cold audience. Now, in this case, we're going to split our budget. We're going to, excuse my terrible, terrible writing, but we're going to create our budget here across £2.50 or $2.50 or whatever it is that you want to spend at this particular point. And this is how we're going to split our budget for this first campaign. So that's $5 or £5 in total. So we spend $2.50 here and $2.50 there when we're targeting specifically a cold audience as well as the warm audience. Now we're going to define these warm audiences as the people who have visited our Instagram page, who have visited our website in the past 30, 60 or 90 days. It's completely up to you how far you want to create that particular custom audience. And then we're going to give Meta the absolute reins in order to go and find people through a cold audience or the Advantage Audience Plus targeting, because that's becoming particularly powerful now based on what Meta is doing. And then we're going to go find one piece of content that is resonating well. So we've got our first creative, which is Add One. And you can easily just select that in Meta Campaign Builder and understand, right, I want to use an existing post built for an engagement campaign where we get more views, more likes, comments, that type of thing. And we're going to pick that particular structure here, which is Add One and Add One here. So it's not multiple ads, it's just the one piece of content that really resonates, particularly with your audience. Just for clarity, going to connect the dots here, just so we know that that flow works like this. Great. Just get my OCD in the right place here, make sure that these are lined up. I'm sure many viewers are like, oh, what are you doing? Okay, so that is the first structure of the first stage here, which is an engagement campaign, cold audience, warm audience, and you're serving them a high content here, high piece of organic content that is well engaged. You're getting a bunch of views on it, shares, likes, comments, and it's solving a problem for your ICP. We're going to run that for about a week or 2, and simultaneously, we're going to create a campaign structure here for stage 2. Let me just move this across a little bit for you all. Now, stage 2 is going to follow a very similar campaign structure where we're going to run a campaign based on engagement. You're probably wondering, again, why aren't we doing a conversion-based campaign yet? Well, it's because they're not ready to buy yet. You need to nurture them a little bit more. Right now, they've either seen a piece of your organic content, or in this case, this cold audience hasn't seen anything yet. So they're going to only see this one piece of content that's being put in front of them. So in stage 2, we are going to create another stage or another engagement campaign that's then going to retarget. We're going to be very, very specific here on who we are retargeting. and we're going to retarget everybody that engaged in these campaigns here. So we're not going for a cold audience or anything like that. We're just going to be engaging these particular people that have engaged. So they've liked, they've commented. All these people have seen this particular ad. We're then going to serve them with another piece of creative, another piece that has been resonating well with your audience. Now, this piece needs to be quite specific. It needs to maybe be a longer form piece of content. It could be putting them towards your blog or your articles online, again, where it goes deeper to solve an even like pressing pain point for them. So the idea here is you're going to put this creative in front of the audience that have already seen you. See what I mean? You're going to be nurturing them. They're going to see you on a second touch point here. They're going to understand, oh, wait a minute. I've seen this person before. I like that particular piece of content. So I want to hear what this other piece of content looks like for them. So that's the idea here, is we're going to be retargeting everybody from campaign 1 into our second campaign. And we're just going to nurture them with with an additional creative here to help them. Now, there's a number of different ways of targeting them. It could be through video views, could be through website visits, could be through Instagram engagement metrics. You can create custom audiences in your Meta Business Suite, which I can definitely show you in a future video. And then finally, we're going to move to campaign 3. And you probably guessed it here. This is where a big amount of your conversions are going to be coming from. So this particular campaign structure is very similar to what we've done previously, but we're going to change the objective slightly. We're going to do a conversion or a sales-based, Meta has changed it, so a sales-based campaign, or if you're a service-based business where you need to close a prospect or a potential lead through a sales call, or it's a high ticket where they're not necessarily going to be paying you 10K off the bat through a payment link. Maybe you need to have a discussion with them, nurture them through an in-person call. But the idea is, depending on your business, if you're a product-based business where you have a relatively simple checkout process, go for a sales-based conversion campaign. Or if you need to have a discussion with them to get them onto a sales call, go for a lead gen campaign. So it really depends on what your business type is. And then the idea here is we're going to be creating another campaign. We're going to be targeting, again, everybody from the previous campaign. Now, you can be very specific on what you're retargeting. Maybe you want to retarget everybody that's watched the entirety of the video from campaign or stage 2 in this case. Maybe you want to filter it to those who've watched 50% or more of that video. Because if people are sticking around to watch your content, they're warm and they're interested in you. So you want to put something smack bang in front of them that's going to allow them to take the next step. You need to really, really hold the hands of your customers in this case in order for them to take that next step. So we're going to retarget that warm audience here based on the people that have engaged with us previously, because they've seen ad 1, your first creative. They've gone deeper through ad 2, again, nurturing them. And then ad 3, that's the ask. Book a call with me. Here's my product. Here's how it helps you. And then you're going to see those particular leads convert within your entire ecosystem. And this is how you create a nurturing paid advertisement campaign, which starts out here with $5, which is about the price of your morning coffee. And then you progress that through by nurturing your audience in order for them to buy or convert with you later down the line. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to actually build this particular campaign in Meta to just show you exactly all the buttons and all the elements to put into these campaigns. But for now, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this particular content, please consider subscribing and liking this particular piece of content. It helps me just understand what's working in the audience. And cheers. Thank you.